Hi, this is Kieran from Shopify. Today we're going to have a look at Liquid. Down here in my dock I've got my text editor, and I'm just going to open that up and show you the theme that I've downloaded and synced via the Shopify Theme Manager for my Shopify for Designers demo store. Here it is. We've got a couple more products in it now. We've got a coffee grinder, an edible coffee cup, and a tamper. Oh, and of course a mustache mug. Right. Now this is the theme for that, and if I make changes these will be synced by the theme manager, which is all good. Now this is the product template, and you'll notice that it has a .liquid extension. But most of the code in here is really familiar to us. It's an H2 element, an image tag, a form with a closing tag down the bottom here, but you'll notice some things that you might not be familiar with. Let's have a look. So in this image tag we've got image source equals, and then you'd expect a path to a file to appear, but actually we've got some opening double braces. If we just scan along here, we'll notice that as we get to the end of that, they're closed with double braces. What else have we got? We've got something here which opens with double curly braces, product.title. Okay, and we also have something here that opens with a curly brace followed by a percentage. And if I scan across again, that's then closed with a percentage and a curly brace. This is our Liquid code. Now, Liquid is a templating engine that was developed in-house by Shopify, but is used in all sorts of different projects around the web now, and is available on GitHub if you actually want to find out more details about it. But what it allows us to do is use special markup, these placeholders here. In this case, the one I'm highlighting is variant.title. In our templates, and what happens is when Shopify renders that template, it will replace the contents of our placeholder with data from your store. So if we just have a look at the top of our product.liquid page, here we've got our double braces, and then we've got product.title. Now, as this would suggest, this will give us the title of our product. In our case, that would be edible coffee cup. And it's the same with the description. We've got product.description. It's going to output the information that we edit and add into our product within the admin. Now you notice that there's no element wrapping that particular product description, and that's because we use the WYSIWYG editor which adds in that markup for us. Okay, so what's the difference between the double braces and the brace followed by the percentage? In general terms, you would regard anything that has the double curly braces opening and closed to be what's called output. This will literally get replaced with a string of HTML. So in this case, this whole inner section between the H2 element, H2 tags rather, will get replaced by edible coffee cup, or the title of your particular product. And that's the same with the product description. When we come across the curly brace followed by the percentage, this tends to be something to do with logic or maybe a loop. In this case we have a loop, so what we're doing is we're saying for every variant that the product has, then let's add a new option within our select menu. That's one way that you can distinguish between the kind of thing that you'd expect to happen. So just to prove that, let's just have a look in, say, our layout file. So I'm just going to open up the default one here in theme.liquid and have a look at some things. Okay, so in the H1 we've got shop.name. Now this is Shopify for Designers. So if I just go back here, shop.name, this is a piece of Liquid output. What will happen is when the page is rendered, Shopify will go off and grab the name of the shop, which we've entered in the admin, and replace it there. Now if we have a look for some logic, okay, right up here in the head of this layout file we have some logic, and basically we're asking a question using the if statement. And you can see that it's a logic request because we've got the brace followed by the percentage, and we're saying if the template is the index template, if template equals index, and note that it's two equals there, but we'll look at the operators as they're called in more detail in a future screencast. Then let's put the shop name followed by the shop title. Else if the template is the 404, then let's have the page not found in the template as the title tag. Otherwise, and this is the else, then let's just output the page title followed by the shop name. and then we close off our if statement with the end if. Now, I appreciate if you've never used any kind of programming, this might feel a little alien to you at first, but Liquid is one of the most readable and understandable templating languages I've ever come across. And over the next few screencasts that follow this one, we'll go into much more detail, and we'll also show you how you can save time using things like filters. I won't go into detail now, but just by highlighting this, you'll be familiar with what the style.css is. That's our style sheet, but you might not be familiar with what these other two strings of text do. Essentially, what happens as a result of using this particular syntax is that it will generate all the details we need for a fully formed link to our style sheet. Okay, that's a really super quick overview of Liquid. There's much more information on Liquid if you go to the docs.shopify.com/themes site and then search for Liquid Basics. It gives you an overview of why it exists, how it works, and gives you an idea of some of the things that you can start to do with it. Hope you found that useful. If you have any questions, you'll find me on Twitter, where my handle is @KeirWhitaker, or feel free to email me. My address is Keir, that's Keir, @shopify.com. Thanks a lot for listening.